Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Chase here, once again bringing you another video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about a conference that I went to this weekend, the Sunbird conference at a local college called FPU. There was a lot of keynote speakers there. For the biggest one was Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. I'm sure most of you have heard of him. He was one of the keynote speakers. And then Victor Davis Hanson, who's a very prominent figure in the academic community. He teaches at a local college, Fresno State, and he has, I think he teaches at Stanford as well. He's a syndicated columnist and all these things. So I just want to go a little bit over what Victor Davis Hanson said today, and then I'll do another video about what Alan West said, because I thought they were really good topics and really good, just emotional and powerful speeches. And so I thought I'd give you guys a couple of stats that they had, and we'll just go over it real quick. So I'll see you on the flip side. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about Victor Davis Hanson, and for those of you that don't know, like I said before, he is a professor at Fresno State, Stanford, syndicated columnist, very well-known person, especially, and he's more of a historical guy. I'm not exactly sure what he teaches. I can't remember what his title is, but he's very into the history of the nation and of war in general. So he made a lot of good points, and then he also talked a lot about California, so I'm going to go over that real quick. So California is a really good centerpiece to see what direction our country is taking. We're kind of in the front of the progressive era. We've taken everything good and made it bad, and made everything bad and made it good, if that makes sense. So we focus a ton on, renewable energy, and making sure that our schools get enough money, making sure all of our, we tax more for infrastructure and all these things, and we really focus on making sure that everybody gets something, everybody gets a little bit of help, a lot of welfare, a lot of food stamps, and we have a huge emphasis on the children. The title that Victor Davis Hanson gave for his speech was Individual versus the Collective. And he really went into it because, like I said before, California is a very collective-oriented state, very progressive in its ideals, and so it's a good way to look at the path that we're going now as a country as a whole, and see where we end up when we go towards what California does. A couple of statistics for you, okay? California is 49th in their road quality, 48th in test scores for 8th graders, and 45th in the in the quality of their airports. So, and we tax a lot. Okay, we're probably the highest tax state, maybe besides New York. I think we have the highest property tax, highest sales tax, highest gas tax, and gas tax is for infrastructure, for those of you that don't know. And another little stat they came up with is that we only spend 7% of our budget on infrastructure. And let me tell you something, California has been in debt and in a deficit, if I can talk. California's been in a deficit forever, and the fact that we have a lot of propositions and stuff that go towards infrastructure, and we always say we need those shovel-ready jobs, like Obama used to say. And the fact that we only spend 7% of our budget, and we are so far in the red, it's interesting, because we always say it's going towards infrastructure, but apparently it never does if only 7% are going towards it. Biggest thing and biggest problem about California is that all the smart people are in charge of it, okay? So there's the Central Valley, which is where I live, and it's very agriculturally based. We're called the fruit basket of the world. We supply like 90% of a lot of items to America for produce and raisins especially. We have a lot of random things that we grow here because it's a very fertile environment, even though we live in a desert, which is more like a savanna, but that's a different topic. But the problem is that all the people that make most of the money agriculturally have really no say in what goes on, because we're controlled by the elitist and the smart people up in Sacramento and up in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley and LA, and they don't really realize the effect that their policies have on the everyday person in the Central Valley. And so one of the biggest points that Davis brought up was that just the temperature, okay? So we are big into making green energy and wind and solar and all that stuff. And solar works here. Solar works here a lot. But we have the highest PG&E bills in the nation, we have to use a lot of energy here. It gets extremely hot compared to everything else. It gets like it's like basically Arizona, not quite as bad. So we can get to 110 in the Central Valley. But the problem is that the people that are up there in comfy little Stanford area, the very powerful and the very elite people, smart people, right? They are extremely comfortable. They live very close to work. They don't have the issues that we have when it comes to energy, because we have to heat our homes. We have to cool our homes. We have a very big gap. Okay, we can get down to 10 degrees at night, or we can have it be 100 degrees during the day, and it's a very difficult balance, and so we have to heat and cool our homes in a lot. But if you go over to the Bay Area, it's 60 degrees night, day, all year round. And so they don't have to worry about energy, they don't have to worry about water because we give them all of their water, and they don't have to worry about gas because they all live like right there. Me personally, I have to drive 20 minutes, so almost 20 miles to school every day. I have to drive 20 miles to work every day. Well, not every day, but like every other day. But let's just say that I probably spend, well, now I don't know. I probably spend at least 50, now 60, because gas is $4 here, $60 a week just on gas. The problem is I want to get the heck out of my house. I'm still living with my parents. I don't want to be here. But if I'm paying $60 for gas and I have to drive so far to get everything because everything here is so spread out, then there's nothing I can do. I can't save any of my money because I'm putting literally all of it towards gas. Because being a college student and working and trying to do this is very time consuming and difficult, and based on our geographical location compared to everything else, we're very far from everything where I live. So it's very difficult for me to be able to save up my money because I don't work as much as I can, because like I said, I go to school and I play basketball, so I have to be at school every day, so that cuts down my ability to work certain hours, so I have very limited availability. So the problem is, and I'll be going over this a little more in the future, the problem is that we have a lot of power struggle issues. Us individuals in the Central Valley are being governed by the collective up in the Bay Area and all of the fat cats up there that have their cushy jobs, make a ridiculous amount of money. I wish I could be there, honestly. I wish I could live in the Bay Area where everything is super expensive, but you don't have to go very far, so you don't feel it as much. I would love to have no problems with water like they do in the Bay Area because of policies that we put in the past. And the problem is that we're thinking too progressively. We're not looking back to the past, whether it be the Constitution or what has worked in the past. We are focusing on the new enlightened ideas that we have, and we're not getting down to the basics of what made our country great in the beginning. We're going away from what made it great, and instead we are using our heightened senses to figure out what's best for the nation, when in reality, it's not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Very long and rambly. There's so much more I could say, and I will say more in the future. I will be bringing as many videos as I can in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna start doing this more. I mean, I've said that before, but it's actually gonna happen this time. I was very inspired by what Davis said and by what Alan West said, so I'm really hoping to get back in the swing of things and bring you guys a lot of great content. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, and leave a comment as to what you think personally. I would love to get feedback from you guys. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.